Good morning, Vietnam. What's happening with it? It's your mans and them foul shot reporting on the Bamboozle Gang News Network, where people enjoy being bamboozled every day, B. Yo, this been on my spirit since yesterday, having, a few conversations, um, man, Joe, woo-wee. Where do I start? Because it's so multi-layered, but I'm, sitting in front of the job, right? Um, the average person you see is done. They have too much of a symbiotic umbilical cord kind of attachment to the system. Case in point, right? So I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were, detailing all the stuff Trump is doing. We're cooked. Yeah, we are. Well, not me, but not preeminence, but spiritually, right? Um, Social Security, this, that, and the third. I paid into a system. It's not going to be there. They're going to take it. How are we going to survive? Da da da. Right? And as they're speaking, right, I'm understanding something, yo. I'm like, yo. And I word it like this, and I'm very wise about, when you talk about politics and religion, I do it like in a general way, like to stay like objective, like not on one side or the other. And I try to critique it from a spiritual perspective without sounding or coming across as religious, because that just turns people off, right? Because I want the message to be received, right? And and now this Amish thing has been in my spirit, right? And so I'm like, when is the last time you seen an Amish person on the news or on social media, which they're probably not on anyway, say, oh, because Donald Trump does this, I don't know how I'm going to survive? Because these people have the ability to be self-sufficient and survive on their own. It's the Frederick Douglass principle at play again. We're not fighting for freedom. We're actually fighting for a more comfortable enslavement. So I detailed to this person, there's a school of thought, like possession is 9/10 of the law. If someone is in possession of something, you give them something. Let's say paying to the system. We all get duped, but paying to the system, or you give someone, and it's no longer in your possession. Technically, it's not yours. So you can't really get mad at them when they do whatever they do with it, because you ain't had no business giving it to them. I never believed in Social Security. One, because why I can't put money under the mattress, or why can't I ensure my own survival in elderly age? Now, granted, at the same time, they've created individualism here. So, us taking care of our elderly, which every other race of people do in countries where, even if they're poor, where there's no Social Security or anything like that, and the older people, typically babysit or watch the youngins and so on and so forth in the larger family construct and dynamic. We don't want to do that. We want the government to take care of our responsibility. So we know all the food poisoning. And I'm embarking on this journey as well. So we know all this, right? But we still go to the grocery store. But we'll never mentally shift and say, yo, how do I produce my own food? We're now dependent on the government and the system for the functionality of life, such as feeding yourself, housing yourself, rearing your children. Like when COVID happened, everybody was, all depressed and this, that, and the third, because they actually had to be around their own families. It's the Matrix principle. When, they woke Neo up and he seen the Matrix from outside of the Matrix and said, we can't wake them up, because if we do, they're so mentally dependent on the system, they can't survive. And that's what I'm saying. Along the lines with these democratic Negroes and whatnot, always heaping fear, and then, oh, he's going to turn everything off. Has it got turned off yet? No. But they're just peddling fear. But let's say he do turn it off whenever that does happen. Then what are we going to do as a demographic of people? And they never had the answer, nor do I believe their brain is wired up to even be solution-based or oriented, unless another entity in authority of you gives you that answer, which typically won't be in your best interest. I think in the core, let's say black people, right? And I think they've quenched this spirit out of the American populace, like on our white counterpart side. That do for self, or that give me liberty or give me death, has been completely quenched. I can see now how they'll create a social program or dynamic, right? Where we just got duped with the Jab Babbler, right? But let them, say, oh, we can't do this, or we'll give you basic universal income, but you got to get the microchip in your head. They might complain about it, but they're going to do it. And that is what is so mind-boggling to me. Ingenuity is bred out of necessity. Now, I'm not necessarily the most mechanically inclined individual, but I guarantee if it's based on survival of the fittest, and my survival being predicated on my ability to learn said skill, I believe your brain should naturally shift to understand stuff you've never done before. A la, like on The Matrix, again, when Neo and the woman was up on the roof and the only way to get off was a helicopter, and then he had to get a download to his brain in the Matrix to figure out how to fly a helicopter, even though he had never done it previously. I believe with the quote-unquote chosen, we're exhibiting traits. We're going to start exhibiting traits or dare I say superpowers, and being able to do stuff we've never done, because this matrix has kind of, I guess, curtailed or subdued some of that to some degree as it's cracking. I believe what's lying dormant, excuse me, in the core of our DNA will begin to start firing again. We'll start understanding stuff we've never known. I've done that personally. Certain knowledges that we used to have in the days of old will suddenly come back to our remembrance. Just like in the Bible say, in the land of your captivity, you'll begin to remember who you are, because it's time released. Just like I'm truly believing whatever was going on in the Jab Babbler got some time release crap in it, where everybody, or I know people who've gotten it, I'm assuming, like the one youngin' who work at Walmart, cuz ain't even 21, right? And he, like, his appendix ruptured out of nowhere, and his blood's all crazy, like, it just happened out of nowhere. Typically, stuff seems like it happens out of nowhere, but typically there's always a catalyst for it. And I had enough sense not to ask the man a personal question of if he got you know what I'm saying? We got world-class soccer athletes who are known for their cardiovascular, elitism in that area, in their late 20s, early 30s, and they gone up out of here. And these are some of the people in the best cardiovascular shape on earth, and they're all of a sudden having heart attacks. But we can't figure out what it is. And I can, but the average person, even if they do, they refuse to believe it. It's almost like at no point in the history of mankind that I've seen, right, has an oppressed group of people, no matter who they may be, appealed to an oppressor or the bully's empathy and moral compass and gotten better treatment. You either fight or you leave them. We're arguing and fussing and fighting. It's like me talking to my girl about stop coming in late and why your breath smell like bologna, and she continues to do it, and I continue to get mad, but I won't leave. I got a partner. He's sending money to a woman who's incarcerated in prison for a 5-year stint, and she's still doing drugs in prison, and he continues to send her money, and he in free society. Why? Like, at what point do you get tired of that? Like, you mean tell me you don't feel you deserve better? Or you rather go at it alone than be subject to this bad treatment that is affecting your aura and vibration and personality? That's embarrassing. Like when I told you I had to go to court for the pterodactyl woman, that was embarrassing. I wasn't messing with her or nothing, but the fact that we're in open court and I'm, we, defendant plaintiff situation, and I'm across, the courthouse from this woman, that looked like a centipede, right? Talking about I'm harassing her. That was embarrassing, And I told the judge that, I said, if I'm guilty of anything, it's being not the greatest judge of character, But ain't no way on God's green earth I'm following this woman around and harassing her like I want to be with her. You know what I'm saying? Like all them women who try to jam up Bill Cosby. They look hideous. You know what I'm saying? I need to find a better option to stop then, don't I? I need to go to jail for that. I can't find a better option to stop. This is why I choose to stop. The lowest thing on the totem pole. But now, you know, they mess around and believe it. And I got convicted for that crap too, yo. That's crazy, yo. Granted, I wasn't always like this. I didn't always understand certain things. Just like in my last video where I'm talking about, and I'm going to do it again today, we'll complain about the problem, but won't take steps to implement a solution. Because we implement a solution, we ain't going to have nothing to complain about. If we ain't got nothing to complain about, we ain't going to have nothing to talk about. That is ill. That has to be a spiritual disease, yo. Like I had not a partner, but I had a participant, as we call it. Now, we were closed yesterday for, you know, monthly reports and administrative duties and whatnot, right? You know what I'm saying? Statistical data, as you will. And my man calls up here, and he got to get his light bill paid or something, electric bill, right? Now, granted, I also understand this, and, you know, and I understand this from, you know, being in the power, trying to get into the power industry, right? Whether through utilities or solar. Where I'm at, there's a monopoly on the power industry, right? So even though where I'm at is called Delmarva Power, it's a subsidiary of BG&E, which is Baltimore Gas and Electric. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling Maine, man, like, okay, that's just the subsidiary. You need to, you know, call these people, do whatever. And I'm relaying this message through someone else. He don't want to do it. He said, I got to wash my face. But you just tell us they about to cut your electric off today. But instead of, you want somebody else to go, you know, figure out the answers to solve your problem before you be in the dark. Like Dragonfly Jones said, if you were studying your art, you could find your way around in the dark. But you don't want to do that. You want somebody else to advocate for you. Then let's say hypothetically they got on the line with them. They still can't do nothing because they ain't got your information. But then when you provide tangible solutions on the path to hopefully seeking a resolution, you'll complain about. So instead of him calling the power company, he want to go to social service. Social service don't have nothing to do with the power company. Unless he trying to pull some move where they get him to pay the bill or get that entity to pay the bill. But from my understanding, they had already put him on energy assistance. He say he never paid nothing on the bill, thinking social service just going to pay everything. It don't work like that. And you've got to know that. But, and this is a brother, right? Who I guess he's on, you know, government social services or whatever you want to call it, right? You know what I mean? He works 12 hours a week, 3 different 4-hour shifts. But he doesn't want to work more because it'll make his rent go up. So you'd rather stay at that level than make more money for your rent to go up, to then be able to facilitate other things you have going on in your life. But again, a lot of times people, well, from what I'm saying, a lot of times, they're satisfied with that. I work 12 hours a week. I ain't got no money to do nothing else. Everybody pay my bills and my rent, you know, I don't know, say $50, and I'm cool with that. Instead of taking on a greater level of responsibility. Because according to this individual, he's got kids. So, okay, I pay a little more, but that puts me in a better position to be able to take care of the kids that I say I want. He tells a story in which, I guess him and the kid's mom went through something. I guess the kid was a newborn. I think they locked up the mother. So they asked him what was he going to do with the child. He tell the people, I can't take care of the child. Even if you couldn't take care of the child, Negro, you ain't got no sense telling them people you can't take care of your own child. What's wrong with you, nigga? And then they take the child. Now the child living with some old white folk, like you know what I'm saying, da-da-da. So now he having a hard time getting the child back. And he only working 12 hours a week. That's what I talk about. What people say and what they do in application don't be matching up. You say you want this back, but I'm not seeing you take no steps to get that there. But you say you love it. You know what I'm saying? Like you in a relationship, they keep saying they love you, but they always disrespecting you. Like if they didn't tell you they love you, they tell you they love you to make you forget that all their behaviors show they don't. They have punished us into being socially rendered inept or neutered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get, we on the plantation, I want to get free, cuz. Talk about freedom all day long. But you ain't plotting what time master goes to sleep. You ain't charting what time, the overseer make his round. You just talking. That's why I ain't big on talking. Because a lot of times what you see, what people talk about and what they do be polar opposites. They don't even match up. That's why they got to keep talking. Like my man DC Mo, he would talk all this Gucci stuff about get back in his kid's life and, oh, I want to do this and do this and do that. But then on a day-to-day basis, do the complete exact opposite. I guess I was like that to a certain degree until I was faced with the reality of the situation. I got to make a run at this with no guarantees if any of this is going to work. But what else am I going to do on a daily basis? Talk. That's why I'm real big on talking. It's crazy, yo. Boy, they got us. Beelzebub has created a bang-up social construct system. You know what I mean? I've never seen the Amish man or the Arab, like, I don't know how I'm gonna take care of my grandparents. I don't know how I'm gonna take care of the people who took care of me. And I want to shift that responsibility to an entity and a government that routinely show they don't care nothing about me. I get mad when they talk about cutting off food stamps. But that's my responsibility to feed myself, though. Functional like before Social Security, how did human beings survive? Well, when they institute that 30s, 40s, how did human beings survive up until that point and all before that with no Social Security and food stamps, yo? And they be the same people who talk the most yin-yang, they complain the most, they the worst victims, and they play victim in the situations they contribute to, and then want somebody else to save them, yo. Whatever happened to trying to save your damn self? But then I'm a man and rah. Then you wonder why women treat them the way they treat them and all that. You know what I'm saying? You can't solve simple problems or get on a path thereof. Who gonna follow behind that? Who you gonna lead, man? You know what I'm saying? When I get mad, I start sounding like Chris Tucker. My voice got high. Man, what's they talking about, man? You know what I mean? This is... Again, I feel like Jeremiah witnessing his people carried off in captivity. I'm preaching the gospel to them. They don't want to hear it. They can't argue with nothing I'm saying. They just continue to complain. But for those who check out my content, I like bleed word of a certain. Yo, all you gotta do is not here the great thing, right? All you gotta do is not give up. Like I said, sometimes I get tired about certain stuff. Certain stuff is uncertain. But I couldn't, whatever's going on spiritually inside of me, yo, I couldn't give up if I wanted to. Cause I feel like a chump. I don't want to feel like no chump, yo. I'd rather just go to the fight and get beat up, dude, than not show up on the battlefield at all. And I'm used to being disappointed. I'm used to, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. But at least I got out there, yo. You know what I'm saying? We want people to fight for us, and we unwilling to fight for ourselves. Just like my old job. And it's crazy how I say stuff, truthful stuff, in a joke. But then it end up happening or going on, right? Whereas, though, I used to call my old job the penis trafficking ring, right? Now they're actually trafficking clients from Virginia to Maryland and won't nobody fight for them. Won't nobody, well, like the Roman soldier tactic when they crucified Jesus. I know it's wrong, but I'm just doing my job, yo. You know what I mean? But if it was you in that situation, you feel totally different. You know what I mean? No empathy. Everybody in town know this going on. We laugh, joke about it, but won't nobody report these people, or maybe they paid them off or something, man. I pray for them people down, not the institution downfall. Because when they fall and they can't, exploit people for filthy lucre's sake, they have no functional skill but exploiting people. Just like a lot of people in the news. They ain't got no skill but to play victimhood. If I go from victim to victor, I don't even want to be the victor. Because when you're a victor, you stand up on the stage by yourself. Nah, I want to be surrounded by the same people who complain about the stuff I complain about. Man, I'm gone, bro. On that note, man, that's all you got to do. Not give up, baby. I know it's hard out here. You know what I mean? Just don't give up. And eventually, you'll see your breakthrough. On that note, I'm going to holler at y'all. One love, baby. Ooh,